basically. Then
this one got away from. This was one of those accidental baseball moments.
If you happen to bump into someone who's got a bat and a helmet, then throw a baseball at them. So I mean, but if they don't have a bat or a helmet, don't throw a baseball at them, Jay.
Don't throw a baseball at them.
No.
Hey, and another thing, you were talking about the team to watch out for in the SEC.
Yes.
You saw what Lane Kiffin did. Even though they lost, if it wasn't for that long snapper that they had, but you saw what Lane Kiffin did against Nick Saban last year. Like, you need to watch out for them.
Well, that's what Ole Miss, because if you look around the SEC last year when we were talking SEC, it was the year of quarterbacks, really. Because if you look at who was all coming back in the SEC, we weren't talking Mac Jones, though.
No.
But we were talking Kyle Trask,
Kellen Mond
from Texas A&M. I mean, there were others in the SEC that we thought, man, this is going to be the year.
Jamie Newman.
Yeah.
That didn't work out so well for Georgia.
Right. But we thought it would be that way. So you look at the SEC right now, and you brought up Missouri because they returned their quarterback.
Yeah.
Ole Miss returns their quarterback. Lane Kiffin can call plays. That's not going away. Ole Miss's offense is not going away. What they want to do is not going away. Now, if Matt Corral can be consistent, not throw 5 interceptions like he did against Arkansas, they could be okay. But their defense was really, really bad last year. If their defense can take strides, and if their defense can be 50% better than what it was last year, just 50% better, Ole Miss could be a whole lot better and a whole lot scarier this year.
And if their defense can stop people from scoring almost 50 points on them, like they're in the Big 12 or something.
Yep. 50% better, Jay, would be 25 points a game. You give Lane Kiffin 25 points, and I guarantee his offense can outscore.
That's an 8-win team easy.
That's why I was thinking. All right, Arizona Jay, man, thanks for the call, bud, but we are up against a break.
All right, fellas.
All right, yeah. I want to continue that discussion. We'll continue that later, but we got to take a break because when we come back, folks, we talked yesterday about Margaret Holzer being an Olympian here in Huntsville. Huntsville could be due for another one in the future. We're going to introduce you to his name, and we're going to introduce you to the man that has mentored and coached him to get him to this point, coming up next.
You're listening to Talkin Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
I'm still not seeing anything substantial to report this morning. We are dealing with a heavy traffic load all across the valley, so you be careful. Back to the west, we're going to have some wet streets. Definitely watch out for that. The Somnodent from Dr. Sandman's an easy-to-use oral device. Insurance approved for sleep apnea and for snoring. 350-CARE or RandallSandlin.com. Captain Nick in the North Parkway, Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well-trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121. I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
You know it and I know it. Sometimes a brand new car or truck just isn't in the budget. That's where we come in. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and I want to talk to you about the advantages of buying a Ford Gold certified used car or truck. These are low-mileage, gently used vehicles with great warranties, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive limited warranty, and a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Woody Anderson Ford Gold certified vehicles have passed a 172-point inspection by certified technicians and come with a 24-hour roadside assistance too. You'll also get a Carfax vehicle history report and 22,000 Ford Pass reward points to use for future scheduled maintenance or other accessories. Plus, before you leave in your gold certified used car, we'll be sure to give you a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change, even new wiper blades. Gold certified vehicles at Woody Anderson Ford. Hope to see you soon.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead ran away and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
This is Steve Moulton from The Drive. Join us this afternoon from 5 to 7 with Wes Neighbors and me. Now back to Talkin Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
7:29 here on a Tuesday morning. Welcome back to Talkin Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And we've been talking a lot of great football, a lot of great baseball conversation. We're going to pause that, and we'll open everything back up to you guys here in just a little bit. But we mentioned before the break, Steve, that we were going to talk about yesterday on the show. We were talking about Margaret Holzer and the fact that we celebrated her winning Olympic medals for doing what she did in Beijing and London. I mean, it's phenomenal. I mean, she was a swimmer, competed at the highest level.
Cool to have a local angle in an Olympics.
Yep, cool. And believe it or not, coming up in the Olympics, it could be this summer. I don't know, because they have not done the track and field qualifying for Tokyo yet. I do not believe, and I believe that's coming up. But if not, in 4 years, we could be seeing another Huntsvillian land in the Olympics, and not just land in the Olympics, but could soar and jump into medal contention with just one leap. And of course, we're talking about former Columbia High standout Javon Harrison, who is now part of the LSU track and field program. And his high school coach, Ryan Shea, has been good enough to wake up with us and join us in studio this morning. Coach, welcome in. Good to have you in with us.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you here, Coach. And I mean, tell me about the first time you saw Javon. Tell me about this journey that this young man's been on.
Well, I've known Javon pretty much his whole life just because I know his mother. His mother was a fantastic track athlete, and just watched him grow up from a peep. But he happened to come to Columbia for his high school education, and I had a chance to work with him. His nickname a long time ago, he ain't skinny no more, but it was Skinny just because he was long and skinny. But he was an athlete.
Well, then obviously he comes to track and field. Javon is, and we want to get into his – I want to get into a list of accomplishments that he has done at LSU. And we will here in just a minute. But when he got to Columbia, did he, I mean, was it one of those things where he wanted to run track? Track was his thing that he wanted to do? Or did you have to convince him at all that, hey, maybe you should be doing this in track and field and you should be out there running track?
Well, actually, when Javon first started, he was a multi-sport athlete. So he did football, basketball, track. And just like several high school students, just trying to find your niche and find out what you might be best at. So he started off with that. By the time I got him as a senior, he just wanted to focus on track, and he had huge leaps and bounds as far as improvement.
And you say leaps and bounds, and that just works perfectly in to his events. Javon Harrison is a long jumper and a high jumper at LSU. And when we talk about leaps and bounds, Javon just set the Olympics. He picked up an Olympic standard. He's an SEC champion, a 2021 world lead in, I believe, the high jump. Is that right? And help me out with the height on this.
Well, it's pretty amazing. So he just did it this past weekend for the SEC championship. He jumped 7, 8 3/4, which was his first event for the day. But the long jump followed within 2 hours. So after he won the high jump, he stopped because he had a miss. So he was clean the whole way through his jump, which is incredible.
And just so people know, that's 7 feet 8 inches he cleared. Do you know that would have leaped higher than George Mirasan back in the NBA days? When George Mirasan played in the NBA, Javon Harrison would have jumped over George Mirasan.
I'm just flabbergasted. That's the word I should say.
And he didn't miss, though, right? I mean, at 7 feet 8 inches, he did not hit the bar. He could have gone higher had he wanted to, but
that's correct. So he actually stopped after he won the competition and tried to get focused and mentally prepared for the long jump.
Yeah, I told you. Now, his list of accomplishments, Javon Harrison, the 2021 NCAA champion in the indoor high jump, long jump, the 2021 SEC champion in the indoor high jump, indoor long jump, and the outdoor high jump now. He's the 2019 NCAA champion in the outdoor high jump and long jump. We could go on and on his accolades and everything. He's an 8-time Alabama State champion in the high school ranks. And Coach, you watch Javon now and you watch him blossom. How special is that to see what kind of an athlete he has become?
I knew he always had the talent. It's just the path that it took him to find it. And I think senior year is where he really started to focus and get into his craft. You could see him focus. For example, in the outdoor state meet, we were 6A at the time. He won 4 events at the outdoor state meet, which is unheard of because you can only do 40 points. And he was the only kid I had qualified that year. He got 3rd in the state meet by himself.
So LSU, why did he pick LSU?
Coach Todd is a very good coach and very sensible, works with the kids, family oriented. So LSU was the best fit for him.
I would imagine he was pretty heavily recruited.
He was, and I'm not going to mention some schools. Some schools were trying to undercut what he was doing. But that's just the business of college, trying to get a kid for less.
Well, now he goes to LSU, and he has developed into not only one of the country's best high jumpers and long jumpers, but in the world.
Yes, in the world, period. Like currently, he is the number 1 rank, like you just said, in the high jump at 7, 8 3/4. And I think his long jump is 27, 8 3/4, which is both the leading marks right now in the world. The trials they're supposed to have in Eugene, Oregon, I think like the 2nd week of June or 3rd week, somewhere around there. So he's going to prepare for NCAAs. As long as he stays healthy, all I can say is watch out.
The Olympics are a great possibility this summer for Javon.
If Javon stays healthy, I'm going to just say it here first. He might be on the medal podium or the winner.
Wow. You're not just talking about 300 and some odd million citizens of the United States. You're talking about the entire world with billions of people. That's
you're number
pretty
1
incredible.
In the world.
Yeah.
One thing I think he adapts to the stage, and I could see it being around greatness also. Like his roommate I don't know if you know, is Mondo Duplantis his first year, and he's the world record right now holder in the pole vault.
Yeah,
which broke Sergey Bubka's record, which is a long record a long time ago. But they have a lot of great talent at LSU, and they feed off each other and help each other out.
I'm going to ask this question because if you follow athletics in the city schools, I mean, it's no secret that Columbia has struggled on the football field. We talk about it, and we hope that they get a win. Christopher Blanding has done a great job with the basketball program over there. But what kind of mentor, though? What kind of positive influence does Javon Harrison have on kids at Columbia right now that are in the track and field program? They see a guy from Columbia that, hey, look, it is easy to succeed. All I got to do is work hard, and I can do the exact same thing as Javon.
I think there's just several things it shows, because I had a girl this year, and she won indoors, but she also won the outdoors in a triple jump this past year, Jordan Bailey. If you get motivated and you work hard, it doesn't matter where you are. You can succeed and overcome any obstacle or hurdle. And I think that's the message that it proves. Hey, it doesn't matter where you come from. As long as you work, you can make your dreams come true.
Yeah, I think about the Super Bowl we covered a handful of years ago, and we're talking with Trey Flowers there with the Patriots. So, I mean, there's another good example from Columbia of someone working hard and still is playing to this day.
You can succeed in anything that you work hard. Speaking of the Patriots, that's my NFL team.
So now you're a Mac Jones fan? Is that what you're telling me?
I kind of like Mac Jones.
Now, is it possible? Now, you mentioned, is it possible that Javon can actually do the high jump and long jump on the Olympic platforms? Or are they spread it out enough to where he's able to do both?
Now, this is the benefit, I think, with the Olympics, because it's spread out over several days. The SEC championship, especially having that short window, I'm still impressed at how he did that. You jump a world lead 7.8 3/4 and then jump 27 feet in the long jump and get second, which is a fantastic field. But the fact that, like, even the NCAAs and the Olympic trials and Olympics, you'll have more time to prepare and mentally focus. That's why I said watch out.
I want somebody to take a tape measure and measure out 27 feet.
Oh, yeah.
And just take a look at that and say, oh, my goodness, this is how far he leaped.
It's incredible. And I think he's not even, because he's 22 years old now.
Okay.
But he still has so much growth room left in him. Well, that's the scary part, I think. And see how far he can go. Because if he stays healthy and stuff, he might actually set the world record someday.
Wow. It is all impressive. Columbia head track coach Ryan Shea joining us in studio this morning as we talk about Javon Harrison, the former Columbia High standout, who, as we just mentioned, is not only number one in the country right now in high jump and long jump, he is number one in the world in long jump and high jump.
So 27 feet is roughly 9 yards. So he almost, for a football term, jumped a first down.
Pretty much.
I mean, if you really want to boil it down, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, he leaped as tall as George Mirasan and jumped as long as a first down.
Just about 9 yards.
Wow.
Because the impressive thing also with Javon, he's the first man in NCAA history to win that combo of the high jump and long jump. Then he repeated that feat for indoors. So he's the first person to do it indoors and outdoors. And then he's the first person also to have the highest jump for both combined. For the highest high jump and highest long jump for people that have done that event.
Did he come out for track, or is this kind of maybe one of those recruitment in the hallways of?
He had a track pedigree, so he actually did track when he was younger also. But like I said, he was focused on multi-sport event athlete, just trying basketball, football, soccer.
So at what point did you say, okay?
He came to me.
Oh, really?
And said, I just want to focus on track. I said, if you do that, you're going to jump up leaps and bounds. And that's exactly what he did.
But how important, though, was it for him to, and we talk about on this show all the time, and Drew and I are big advocates of this, of kids at least trying multiple sports, at least trying to get out there and be multi, because that probably helped him in all areas, though, of being in track and field.
Well, I personally am a huge advocate of it just because you have less injuries because you're using different muscle groups. And it also makes you stronger. If you look at your most successful, like NFL players, they were multi-sport athletes. And a lot of them have done track and football, maybe wrestling, basketball, football. But those tend to be your best athletes, in my opinion.
So what was your go-to back in the day?
Me?
Yeah.
I was actually a decathlete. So
wow.
I did 10 events. And then I used to poke at Javon until he broke my record. I'm like, I'm only 6 feet and you're 6'4". You should be jumping way higher than I was jumping.
So have you had a chance to talk to Javon?
We haven't talked. I talked to his mom yesterday.
Yeah.
And then she just gives me updates and everything else. But
how excited is she to see this and see the plane that he's on?
She is blossoming, nothing but tears of joy. I mean, because what he's doing is unprecedented. Like I said, if he continues and stay healthy, it's going to be a show to see.
Pretty cool to sit here and say that.
When are the trials? Do you know?
June. I want to say either the 2nd or 3rd week of June, and it's going to be in Eugene, Oregon, which they just developed a beautiful facility.
Oh man!
Yeah, they actually canceled the NCAA there so they could build the facility, but the facility is top notch.
Nike or
it's
Nike
Eugene? It's Eugene. Yes, the University of Oregon. It's Bob Bowerman. It's the Bowerman facility, the track and field one, and they have just redone it. And my son is in awe of it because it is basically the stadium that they built is almost like Bryant Denny Stadium getting renovated and everything. I mean, it is unlike anything that we have seen around here for a track and field. I mean, it is probably one of the coolest track venues in the world now.
Yes, I 100% agree. Just because how they developed it.
Yeah, they're going to be the June 18th through June 27th. In
wow, that's
Eugene,
really
Oregon.
Close to the Olympics.
It is. So he'll have the NCAAs first, and then prep him just for it. Just because COVID year, we got pushed back for the Olympics for a year.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you for waking up with us, coming in here this morning, and just letting everybody know about Javon's accomplishments and the success train that he is on right now.
Oh, thank you for having me, and I'm just privileged that you took the time to cover him because he's a local son from Huntsville. He was born here. Yep. He's doing great things, and he always thinks about the community.
That's the thing. He was born, raised here, went to high school here, still comes back to the area. I mean, this is his home, and Huntsville's going to have an Olympian here probably in the next month.
A lot of LSU ties up here to North Alabama. So this falls right in line here with this connection that we have with Baton Rouge and Huntsville.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Thank you, Coach.
Let's get a break in. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Thanks for joining us. Head Coach Ryan Shea, Columbia High School, talking Javon Harrison.
You're listening to Talkin Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Had a report of a wreck with injuries on Rideout Road at Gate 9. 4 vehicles reportedly involved there. Haven't heard an update on it. May have some activity in that area to watch out for. Everything else looks really good this morning. I don't see any other snags. You be careful on the rest of your ride in. Snelling has immediate need for project assistance. It's attempt to hire position. Resume to jobs at SnellingHSV.com. Captain Nick and the 72 and Jeff Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
With an impressive roster of explosive young superstars and the reigning MVP, the Atlanta Braves are showing the East what they're made of.
1-1 on the way. He connects it. It's a high fly ball to deep right field, way back towards the seats, and this ball is gone.
Your new home of the Atlanta Braves.
Hit high in the air to deep right center field. We are tied!
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
2 Maids and a Mop. That's all you need to know to clean house. 2 Maids and a Mop is an award-winning company, bonded and insured. Hire them for yourself, or they have gift cards if you want to make someone else's day. Find out more online at 2maidshuntsville.com. A maid service worth talking about. 2 Maids and a Mop take care of everything. They supply all the cleaning equipment needed. Call 256-883-6243. The only finger you'll need to lift is the one to call them.
This is Steve Moulton for Lee's Magic Tunnel. Do you live out of your car? Does your car look like you've been well lived in? Then take your vehicle to Lee's Magic Tunnel, located on the Parkway. Any size of the vehicle, it doesn't matter. Lee's will get it clean. Offering many types of washes, but getting it clean inside and out. Ask for the manager special. That's at Lee's Magic Tunnel, located on the Parkway, and located online at leesmagictunnel.com for more information.
Leading the way for sports talk in North Alabama.
Winning is the only thing that matters.
Thank you.
Yes, amen, I say yes.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Back 7:48 on a Tuesday morning. Ryan Shea was in studio with us just a minute ago talking about the accomplishments of Javon Harrison, former Columbia High track and field standout, now a LSU track and field standout, not only one of the best in the SEC, not only one of the best in the country, but one of the best in the world when it comes to track and field.
It's a fantastic story. Looking this up a little bit more and to know what kind of program they have down at LSU, I feel like that was the perfect fit for Javon. And boy, it'd be fun to tune into Tokyo and see a Huntsville tie in 2 events, not just one.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, honestly, from my Olympic experience over in Atlanta, maybe the coolest thing to see was the track and field stuff at Olympic Stadium, just to see, I mean, the raw athletic ability that just a handful of people have in the world is pretty fun to watch. And it's pretty exciting to watch when it's tenths of a second or meters or whatever, just to figure out what the difference is between gold and silver and bronze in the world is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, and it's one thing to say, okay, hey, he's going there in the Olympic trials. He just got in, he's feeling great to be there. But here's a guy who actually has leaped the best in the world. He has leaped the best in the world going to Olympic trials. So if he is not a favorite
By the way,
to the Olympics,
his major, at least listed on his LSU page, is biomedical engineering. It is not underwater basket weaving.
So, yes. So, congratulations to Javon Harrison. I mean, don't worry. We will not leave him. We're going to make sure we stay with him and keep you updated on everything Javon Harrison as we get closer to the Olympics. 256-576-4977, the number to the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. It's back open to you. So if you want to get in on the first hour, we're asking you one of the most underrated SEC teams right now that you should be talking about. And the reason why I also kind of went with that, Steve, I was almost said Drew, I almost said it out of habit, was the fact that ESPN released their power index ratings for the conference. And basically it is, they listed everybody in order, and it's no shock that the bottom of the conference looks like Vanderbilt and South Carolina. Their FPI scores a -4 for Vanderbilt, and South Carolina is a 1.0. I mean, I think expectations around Shane Beamer's first year and Clark Lee's first year, I mean, shoot, you get 4 wins, 5 wins. That's going to be successful if you can get to that point. Okay. Surprise is Tennessee at number 12. And we're going to talk more about the Vols at the top of the hour, but Tennessee's number 12, Kentucky's number 11 in the power index. Too high. I don't want to say too high because 11 is not. Is that too low, though, for Kentucky to put them at number 11?
You would think with the kind of program that is built up there for Stoops that potentially they could be kind of a diamond in the rough, where I realize they won 10 games 3 years ago, but every time I want to believe in Lexington, they let me down. So the other year, not last year, the year before in 19, when they were literally playing for the East Championship, I believe in November, and fell on their face against Georgia at home. So I would like to see some kind of sign that Kentucky is for real. In fact, USA Today had Auburn at 7-5, Tennessee at 7-5, and Kentucky at 7-5. And of those 3, I would say Kentucky has the best odds of actually exceeding that record between those 3 schools of Auburn, Tennessee, and Kentucky.
Missouri at number 10. Arkansas number 9. Ole Miss at number 8. Their ESPN FPI says,
wow, they really like 11. Ole Miss.
They do. And
they got Corral.
LSU is number 7.
Can anybody tackle?
That's the thing. See, that's what I was talking about in that first, a little bit ago with Ole Miss when Arizona Jay was calling. Ole Miss to me is one of those teams that you could sit there because they return a quarterback.
Yeah.
A quarterback that if he didn't throw 5 interceptions against Arkansas, which was an awful performance, would have been in the Heisman conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of his numbers and everything that he used. So basically, are we underselling Ole Miss in Lane Kiffin in his second year? Now, he had a lot of weapons last year to use offensively.
Were we talking about Kenny Yeboah this time last year? No, we weren't.
No.
So
we weren't talking about Matt Corral this time.
No, that's true.
Either.
Yeah, we thought John Rice Plumlee would be the guy, and that wasn't the case. He's once again doing well out there on the baseball diamond. So, yeah, Corral being back and the talent evaluator that is Lane Kiffin leads me to believe that he is going to find the right guys to be weapons. Yeah,
guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
They can't, like I said, if they improve 50%,
that's a lot. That.
Okay, if you improve 25%,
if they can improve 5 to 10%, that's still to me a 7-8 win team.
They were dead last in the SEC pretty much in every defensive category last year.
I just remember what scramble mode Bama was in that game in particular in Oxford.
As fast as Tennessee is going to play this year, Tennessee may be the worst team defensively just because of the speed that Josh Heupel plays. The speed that Lane Kiffin plays tends to lead to that. But I cannot believe that Ole Miss for 2 years in a row will be the worst team in the SEC defensively. I don't think you can. I mean, it can be, but I just don't think they will be. And I think that little improvement will be enough to scare teams like Arkansas, Auburn, because of, Brian Harsin, I know they'll have talent, but they could scare Auburn, Mississippi State, maybe not Alabama, maybe not LSU, maybe not Texas A&M, those 3. But if you lose to those 3 in the West, you're expected to, you're going to finish 4th.
It feels like Texas A&M in particular, Scott, we're expecting not a big drop-off from last year to this year, despite the fact that they are losing a lot of experience from last year. We are leaning on these last 3 or 4 recruiting cycles for Jimbo at Texas A&M. We are of the belief that we are being sold this house of cards of Jimbo saying, well, heck yeah, we're going to beat Nick Saban.
Double down twice, not once, but twice.
Yeah, heck yeah, we're going to beat Nick Saban. So I have a lot of questions about Texas A&M heading into this season.
Apparently ESPN and their power index does not, because they put Texas A&M at number 2. They put Texas A&M right behind Alabama. They put them ahead of Florida. They put them ahead of Georgia. Well, Georgia's number 3.
Yeah.
They put them ahead of Georgia. They put them ahead of Mississippi State, ahead of Florida. Mississippi State is ahead of Florida in this thing. Mississippi State is ahead of Florida.
Just letting that sink in.
I am.
I know I'm in Drew's position, and I know he'd be
pounding
a dent into this table right now.
What he would say is, well, that's because Dan Mullen won't get off his ass and not Zoom call and recruit because he's not doing it. That's what he would say. And he was like, there'd be like, he'd be like, well, I love Mississippi State, but there's no way Mike Leach and company is going to finish ahead of Florida. Dan Mullen, interesting though, because you look at what Florida lost. Florida lost an awful lot on offense.
Yeah.
I mean, you lose Kyle Trask, you lose Kyle Pitts.
Leaning a lot on Emory Blake this season.
Losing a lot.
Yep.
And here's the thing though. We don't know what Florida has because, remember, we could not see their spring game. They did an in-squad scrimmage enclosed. We have no idea what to expect from Florida. Anyway, that's just a little bit of talk. We're going to open up hour number 2 for you guys, okay? But we're also going to talk about Tennessee because the results are in. And if you've listened to Talking Ball, you know exactly what we mean. Steve, the survey results are in from the Tennessee fan poll that we took here on the morning. We'll let you know the answers when we come back.
You know it, and I know it. Sometimes a brand new car or truck just isn't in the budget. That's where we come in. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and I want to talk to you about the advantages of buying a Ford Gold certified used car or truck. These are low mileage, gently used vehicles with great warranties, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive limited warranty, and a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Woody Anderson Ford Gold certified vehicles have passed a 172-point inspection by certified technicians and come with a 24-hour roadside assistance too. You'll also get a Carfax vehicle history report and 22,000 Ford Pass reward points to use for future scheduled maintenance or other accessories. Plus, before you leave in your gold certified used car, we'll be sure to give you a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change, even new wiper blades. Gold certified vehicles at Woody Anderson Ford. Hope to see you soon.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Just got a new wreck out of Decatur, Sandlin and Tammy. It's coming in as a no injury, but it's got some blockage. And we had a report of a wreck at Gate 9 on Rideout. 4 vehicles reported involved in that one with injury. Routine care to heart failure. Dr. Randall Burns and the team at Huntsville Heart Specialists have the expertise to care for all matters of the heart. Doctor visits are important. Please don't put them off. Captain Nick in the 72 and Jeff Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. An isolated shower is going to be possible this afternoon. The best chance for this is going to remain west of the I-65 corridor. This is really the only opportunity for appreciable rain I have in the near or distant future. Temperatures climbing into the upper 70s. Some of us could see the lower 80s, dropping into the lower 60s as we head into the overnight. More sunshine for your Wednesday. No rain in the forecast. Temperatures hanging out in the low and mid 80s, dropping into the low and mid 60s as we head into the overnight. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brett Musburger's Action Update. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
2 games in the NBA playoff play-in tournament today. The Hornets a 1.5-point underdog at the Pacers, and the Wizards -1 on the road against Boston. Round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs continuing today. Calgary a -130 moneyline favorite over Vancouver. Islanders +115 in Game 2 against the Penguins in Pittsburgh. Penguins -135. Tampa Bay -125 at Florida at +105, and the Wild +140 at the Golden Knights at -160. Updated PGA Championship odds. Rory McIlroy now a +1100 favorite to win the event. 4 golfers at +4